Hey, it is Troy Stavros, and I just want to go over the Farragut, Tennessee housing market update. This is all the data through the end of November, as well as active data through the end of last Friday. So up to date. Let's take a quick peek. So this is the year-over-year data looking at November 2023 compared to November 2022. Home sales are down 25% compared to last year. Pending sales are down 14.3%. The inventory of homes is up 32.8% in Farragut. New listings are down 8.8%, and the absorption rate is down slightly with just over 2 months worth of inventory, so 2.16 versus 2.25 last month. So we have less inventory this month as we did last month. The median sales price is up 35.35%, but we know in Farragut this fluctuates. There aren't that many homes that sell every month, so if one that is very expensive sells, it can skew this number month to month. That's just something to keep in mind. The average sold price per square foot in Farragut came in at $236 per square foot. Let's take a look and see what the data is saying as far as active data through last Friday. So when we look at this big dial here, this is our market action index. This shows us what the market is looking like from a buyer and seller demand aspect. So where are we as far as a buyer's market or seller's market? Well, when we look at this chart, it's like a speedometer. The further to the left it goes, the more of a buyer's market it is. The further to the right it goes, the more of a seller's market. And you can see that we're in a slight seller's market right now. When you hit this 30 mark, that's the break-even mark. When you go below 30, you're in a buyer's market. When you're above 30, you're in a seller's market. And even though we have little inventory and we're not seeing a huge amount of sales, that is making it a pretty level market. Because inventory is low and demand is lower, it's just keeping things pretty even and pretty steady. And we can see that also over here on the right. These numbers over here in the real-time market profile show the last 3 months on a graph. So the median sales price, we've seen that come down. We have seen prices weaken because we just went through a period of time where we had 8% interest rate. So that definitely had an effect on the market. But good news there is we saw interest rates come down quite a bit last week. So that is definitely going to help things going into the new year as long as they remain where they are and don't go back up. The new price of median listings is basically held steady over the last 3 months. The price per square foot also pretty level. Median days on the market has stayed pretty level. Price decreases were level, but the good news is they had been trending high, up almost 60% on December 1st. Again, dealing with those 8% interest rates. But the good news is since December 1st, we've seen that fall pretty significantly. So that is good news for the Farragut market. We've seen a few more relisted percentages go up. That just means that there are more homes that have maybe sat on the market for a while, expired, and then were relisted. So that is something to keep in mind as well. If somebody may have priced a little too aggressively and the home did not sell, then it would have been relisted after that. The inventory has been coming down. You can see, obviously, there wasn't a lot of inventory to begin with. 3 months ago, we were at 61. Now we're at 53, so we're seeing inventory come down. And then the median rent has held pretty steady. And the market action index, which is what we were talking about over here, which shows us the buyer-seller demand, has been coming down, but it's still stayed pretty level. 3 months ago, it was at 44.96, and now it's at 43. So it has not dropped significantly, but has basically stayed in that slight seller's advantage over time. When we kind of take a look at what's happening in the different market segments, you can see this market segments, this breaks it down into 25 percentile, 4 quarters for the entire market. So the lowest price point averaging 465, the next up 679.9, the next up 849.5, and the highest segment averaging 1,149.9. And it can kind of show you also what the other averages are in those segments as far as square footage and bedrooms and baths. But just by taking a quick peek here, we can see in the segments which segment is struggling the most as far as getting things sold. This segment right here, 679.9, when we look and see what's happening here, when we look at the days on the market, you can see it's 84 days on the market in that 679.9 price point. So this is the one that is taking the longest to sell, and it's because that's also where we're seeing the most inventory, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Supply and demand tells us if there's more supply and less demand, then it's going to take longer to sell, and they're going to struggle more with getting their price. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. So this is what's currently happening on the market. As far as sold listings, what price point has sold the most in Farragut? It looks like this price point here, the 600 to 650, had 5 sales last month. 700 to 750 had 5 sales last month. And then below that, we had 550 to 600 had 4 sales. 250 to 300 had 4 sales. And then 1 million to 1.1 had 4 sales as well. So that's pretty evenly distributed. You've got a lower price point, and then you have a median price point, and then you have one kind of in the luxury market as well, all having 4 sales apiece there. But it looks like the majority of the sales are happening right here between 550 and 650 because we had 9 total sales there in that price point. As far as listings that went pending last month, the most pending sales happened right here in the 750 to 800,000 price point. Then as we go down, we look at active inventory. This is what I was talking about earlier. Look at the amount of inventory in that 650 to 700. 13 homes available in the 650 to 700 price point, which is considerably higher than most of the other price points. So that's why we're seeing days on the market be higher in that price point than any other. And then following that one, the next highest one as far as inventory is the 800 to 850 with 9 available homes for sale in that price point. When we look at new listings coming on the market, the most new listings were in the 750 to 800 price point, followed by 4 coming on the market in that 650 to 700, again, adding to that big number there. And then also we had 4 come on in the 450 to 500 price point. As far as the highest sale in Farragut last month, we had one to sell between 3.5 and 3.75 million. So that was a significant sale. And then we also had one between the 2 million and 2.25 million last month in Farragut. So hopefully that's a quick little update so you know where we stand. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll update you next week and see how things have changed. All right, we'll talk to you soon.